everyone. I'm Anna Berry. This is New to the Street, your weekly hack with Alain Ghiai. Alain is with Globex Data, the leader in Swiss-hosted private and secure communications and data management. Welcome back, Alain.
Thanks, Anna. Happy to be here. Welcome to our viewer.
All right, so over the weekend, hackers stole millions of dollars worth of NFTs belonging to many members of the OpenSea marketplace. So this is mainly because of their emails, even that so-called private email like Proton. What happened here, and how can we keep our data private and secure?
Yeah, that's interesting. So this is what we call email phishing, which is essentially somebody impersonating as somebody you know, tricking you to click on a link or to give information or to email back. And when they do email phishing like that, this is typically something in the works for a while. So they already probably have access to your email. They have monitored your emails. Maybe in that email, you discuss your access to the platform and so forth. So any kind of password, any kind of information that you email back and forth, these hackers are monitoring. It's kind of like reading all your messages. And, you know, Proton Mail, it's got a reputation that it's Switzerland. That's great. But so is Microsoft. They're in Switzerland, too. It doesn't mean a thing. Proton is an open source email. It's on their website. I mean, I know they keep changing what's on their website every time they get caught. Like a few months ago, they were basically handing over the entire log data of this poor environmentalist in France, and then the French police went after the guy. And then essentially, because Proton logs your email, now they say they don't, and then they do. They say they don't do any government anything, but on their website, at least until recently, it had a big EU flag that they use European Union grants. That means money. They're funded by government organizations. So of course, they're not going to keep anything private. And they do open source. And there's a pretty solid conviction out there that they're hosted by Amazon Web Service. So Proton is the least of all private email, I have to tell you that. And wow. Security, when you send an email from a Proton user to a non-Proton user, it's like sending an open postcard on the internet, because they don't have that secure send technology that we do. So if you send an email from your server, even if it's like the best since sliced bread, and then you send it to an outsider, that email is completely vulnerable. That's why, and then when you use Microsoft, for example, which in this case, I believe it was also Office 365 Exchange and all of that, Microsoft has been compromised like on a daily basis. So even if you send an email to another Microsoft person, that email in transit, by the way, can be changed. I know of many examples in the banking industry where somebody said, wire $100,000, it sends it to you, and then the banker receives an email, wire 100, and the bank information has been changed. These are real scary stories. Like we have
terrifying.
Entire PDF information for the financial industry of how much hacking there is. And I think 94% of all hacks come from emails. So
oh, that's terrifying.
The crypto community is not immune to that, right? And that's unfortunate. So, you know, that's why we developed Secure Send, Secure Reply, because it's the only way that basically you can really make sure that your email is not spoofed, and that, you know, if you receive an email from someone, always be suspicious at the end and double check, right? I mean, so that's unfortunate. Yeah, Proton is certainly not private whatsoever. It's totally open source. Been hacked actually twice, by the way, in 2015 and 2018 that we know of, probably more than that. And a lot of people are complaining that there's no service on top of it. So they don't really keep up to things. But that's just one company, right? We're not going to go on with them. But every company has its issues. The one thing is for sure, none of them care about your privacy. They all data mine your stuff. That's how they make money.
We'll talk a little bit about Secure Send and Secure Mail and some of those features and the bonuses and the pluses users get from it, especially the privacy part. Talk a little bit about that on your end.
Sure. So when you use Secure, you buy the Secure package, sekur.com, just like in your backdrop there, you add the .com, you can go and check what we have. We have a secure package, which is email and messenger, and then we have the messenger only. Soon enough, we're going to have the email itself. So secure mail, what it is when you use webmail, that means not from your phone configured, just from the web, we have a feature called Secure Send. And Secure Send is a way for you to email anybody in the world, even if they don't have Secure, guaranteeing that the communication between you and the recipient is 100% private and secure. You can even password protect that email. You can have a self-destruct timer, like in a week, in a day, in 5 hours. You can also decide how many times the recipient can read the mail before they have no longer access. And what's really cool is that the recipient, so they get an email that says, you know, Anna sent you an email, click here. They click, the recipient can do secure reply right back to you. And that whole transaction, let's say, you know, you're in Atlanta and they're in Zurich, for example, that whole transaction happens in Switzerland. I mean, it doesn't matter where you are. Our servers are based there. They're our own server, our own proprietary tech. We don't host with any big tech. That means we don't do Microsoft Azure Cloud, AWS, Amazon, or Google. Obviously, we don't data mine anything. That's against our own rules. And even technically, it's impossible for us to do the way we built the system. But what's even better is that nobody knows that you're emailing each other because it always stays in the server. So it's a great way to communicate with non-secure users and them not having to have secure and register and all that. Click of a button, thank you, Anna, reply back. Now we have an email application coming out later in March, and that email application will permit you to use Secure Send, Secure Reply. It's a choice. So I have my email here on my phones, and I did it here. So I have this email here that I have, let's say, for example, here at Secure, and then you have, you know, all my regular email. I can configure my email there. But from the phone, I can't do Secure Send. I have to go to webmail, which means I have to go to my app here, which is here, and then I go to Secure Mail, and it will prompt me to the webmail, just like a website. Now, the app will be a lot better because you don't need to go to webmail necessarily. It will notify you just like a regular email app, but it's built by us. You don't have to configure to any phone. You just buy the service, download, you log in with your username and password like any other app. And I'm pretty pumped up because that's going to be, it's like the last link that we needed. So anybody in the world, for as little as $7 a month, you can guarantee yourself and all your recipients full privacy of communication without any big brother, any big tech, anybody not liking your opinion, nothing. And it comes with 100 gigabytes.
Wow, 100 gigabytes. And these are all upfront fees. So
yeah,
you know what you're paying for, you know what you're getting.
Yes, absolutely. So as a matter of fact, if you buy yearly, it's actually cheaper. It's $70 a year for the email that's coming up in March. Right now, Secure is $10. It's email and messaging. By the way, we have the same thing with the messenger. We now have on the webmail, on the website, but then the app should be out in a couple of weeks where you can SMS someone. So you text someone and it says, Anna wants to chat with you. And then they click on the link and they chat with you live. It's amazing. So you don't need to have the other person having Secure. So you know how if you have like Signal, which is also hosted on Amazon Web Service as well, and data mined, by the way. So, you know, WhatsApp, which is Facebook. I don't even want to talk about that one. But let's say all these companies, basically, they get your phone number, they data mine you and all your contacts with it. So if you want to communicate with someone that has WhatsApp, Signal, or any other app, they need that app as well. Right. Whereas with us, no, they don't need it. Wow. And that's great for businesses, right? So next week, we're going to talk about our business packages that are coming up. But that's why when you're a banker, a doctor, a lawyer, whatever, and you want to chat with your customer or email, you want to do an order for, I don't know, 2 tons of barley from someplace, and you have, okay, this is my bank information. These are all the kind of financial info that people put in an email. You'll be able to order that from your supplier, sending secure send, and then they do secure reply. You want to talk to your banker or your lawyer, your doctor, and think about all these vaccine issues that we're having now. And also, I don't want to, it's not made for that, but at the very least, if you have certain opinions about anything, you know that nobody is monitoring that communication.
Right.
Of course, I want to say right away, we do not promote hate speech and anything like that. But if you have an opinion that, God forbid, differs from, let's say, the trend, and you're allowed to express your different point of view, which, by the way, today, the people that were unpopular today, we're seeing that scientifically on many things and politically, like all of that is coming true, that, man, maybe they were right. All these information and lawsuits are coming up now slowly. That's why you want to use Secure, because nobody's going to block your email. Nobody's going to shut you down. The only thing we're asking, don't spam people. And we've had issues with that. We're now, we want to make sure that somebody doesn't go like a crazy over there and spam 300 people with their fanatical ideas. No, that's not what Secure is made for. Secure is made to protect yourself from your civil right and your opinion. But it's not made to spew venom on hundreds of other people, because what's going to happen is that we're going to be blacklisted from server, and you're doing a disservice to everyone. So you're going to shut your account, and you're not going to get your money back, and you'll be blackballed from our system. I'm saying that because we've had a couple people so far from France, funny enough. I guess they're not happy there too. But anyway, so Secure is an amazing service. Like, more and more I realize the value of what we have created. It's not just about security, it's also about freedom of expression. And at the very least, you're not going to be chastised if, God forbid, you want to live a certain way and not another way.
Right. Well, it's a very timely technology you all are bringing to us, because it's about how much is our privacy valued at? How much is it worth? So thank you for joining us again on the Weekly Hack. We look forward to next week seeing what you guys are up to with all these great new technologies you're advancing with. So thank you for joining us again on New to the Street.
Thanks, Anna, and thanks to all our viewers out there.